Hey guys, welcome to Void of Dusk Gaming, your channel for Arena of Valor guides and gameplay. And today we are going to talk about Zanis. As you guys know, the new update has been released a couple of weeks ago, and I decided to give Zanis a shot with a completely new build, something I have entirely built up myself. Might be the case that this is on the internet somewhere, because I think it really does make a lot of sense to build it like that, but in other words, I haven't seen it and I haven't copied it, so don't get me on that. Like, if someone else has used it, things like that happen. People have the same idea. So yeah, this is Zanis in the jungle with the new build. It's going to be a quite long video. We will see some really edgy and questionable things that I have done in this video, and I think we need to talk about them as well, because this video is on the one hand there for entertainment, on the other hand I wanted to show you something and explain things that I have been thinking about in the game. So this is kind of containing my thought process as well, and I hope this is going to be beneficial for you, because I think you can learn from other people's mistakes nearly as good as if you make them by yourself and you rewatch them afterwards. So what am I doing right now? Right now, I am completely focused on my normal jungle rotation. I started on the normal red buff because I wanted to have blue buff and then go to the Spirit Sentinel. That's my usual rotation, unless something happens. You can see that something was going on in the middle. There was the enemy jungler as well as the Dio-chan and our person, and I see an opportunity here to make a play because the Emily was low. She was sitting on level 2, which is fairly low. I knew that I'm going to hit the level 4, which means I have access to my ult, and Zanis is a really strong jungler. He's got a lot of true damage, and we get into the fight here, and I don't know why we fought this. Like, it doesn't make any sense. The enemy was rallying and we thought we could deal with the Wukong, but the Illumnia and stuff, that was enough. And I was really lucky that I got the kill on the Wukong. That was ace. Like, that in a normal situation, that should not be like that. The Wukong should have gone away. We would have had a 2 versus 0, like 2 deaths on the, or 2 kills on the enemy side, no kills for us, and that would be super stupid. So you will see some kind of turnaround throughout the game. Like, at first I'm being pretty over aggressive and I'm being pretty greedy, and this will turn around in the middle of the game, where I will start to be a little bit more on the defensive side, picking more strategic fights, and sometimes even withdrawing after I went in before. So this is going to be a change that I did throughout the game. So if you guys wonder how that worked, it might just be a good thing to watch the entire video. This is going to be one of the premier fights. You will see that my whole team is going to be decimated here, and I'm just going in because I thought we could basically just stop them from getting our tower. And now something really crazy starts. We are having an Illumina out here. I don't know why she was staying. Like, there wasn't a chance to fight us. And now Dio-chan goes in, and she is like completely nuts, like double killing the enemy team. And this is going to give us an easy Abyssal Dragon, because their jungler and the whole enemy team is dead. The only person who's alive is the Emily, and that's really crazy. Like, in that situation, Illumina should have withdrawn. She should have, I don't know, like, I can't remember if she was on full health, I think half health or something. She should have withdrawn. The enemy team should have organized themselves, but they did the Abyssal Dragon because they thought that they could use that or get it without us going in. And the Dio-chan did a really good rotation on that. Rotated down to Abyssal Dragon, started to contest it because the enemy team was fairly low. And the result of it, enemy team was nearly wiped, and we got Abyssal Dragon while I was still alive. So We're really glad that 4-1 is not deserved on that point, but as you can see, we do make mistakes, the enemy team makes mistakes. Here comes another mistake from me, I guess. That would be the 4-2. I'm going to get the Spirit Sentinel because I think I can get it, and Wukong is already on it, and he will just destroy me. There you go. He's on level 7. I think that I can take him, but I underestimate the power of the Emily that she has at the moment. And that is one of the main mistakes that I'm doing at this point of the game. I overestimate the power that I have at the moment. I'm not that fat. I don't have any items besides the first upgraded jungle item and the boots. So I'm not that powerful. And I see people making this mistake a lot. They have been being quite good. They have been in a position where the enemy would basically be killed, which would be true for, let's say, a Yawn on other AD carry or in Illumina. But Wukong is a bit more on the tough side. He's not a tank, obviously, but he's a warrior, so he has a little bit more armor. And that just means that you have more difficulty on getting him. And don't get me wrong, like, I don't know what this was. Like, what was this? I had to kill her immediately. Like, there was no chance of letting her out because now we can get the tower. And this is like the most important objective that you have to get. You have to get the towers. Another notice or another note on Zanis. Zanis is by far... And I don't know if I overexpose that, but in my belief and from my experience, Zanis is by far one of the craziest junglers if you let him feed on your team. And that is true because he has so much true damage when he goes in. Zanis can be... Do you remember those times where you were playing in bronze or you were playing in silver and you had an enemy butterfly sitting on a 7-0, and while you were fairly capable of getting enemies killed, as soon as she connected with one of your teammates, the whole team was wiped. And that is even worse with Zanis, because Zanis has this massive amount of true damage. With junglers like Butterfly and stuff who build tanky, you sometimes have the problem that you will, and now I'm retreating, and that is a good thing, but he will kill me nonetheless. But I wanted to be killed to save my team, but my team keeps on fighting. They should retreat right now, and that's what I'm pinging here. With Zanis, you don't have the problem that sometimes a Butterfly has. You have so much armor that your damage cannot kill the tanks really fast of the enemy team. And because you have sometimes targeting issues, that you can't target the enemy that you really want to jump to because the enemy stands so packed, you tend to jump to the warrior, or you tend to jump to the tank with your ult, which is really a bad move that you're making there. And Zanis doesn't matter. A fat Zanis will rush in. He will be just unleashing all his abilities. He will kill everything, and then he will be running out again. That is something that you can do. It's highly predictable, so someone who knows how to play against Zanis will try to zoom you off. They will try to keep you down. And if you manage to do that in a second wave, it becomes much more difficult for them because your team and the enemy team will already be engaged. Does that make sense? I think that makes super sense. So use yourself not as a tank, try to get in as the second frontliner. If you have a tank, or if you have, for example here, the Tara should go in, she should engage, our AD carries and mages should start to deal damage to the enemy, and afterwards that, we should start to pick up the fight with me being a second engager, getting to their enemy junglers, and that will be crazy. And now I've got, this is my new build. I'm building Odin's Will, and I'm building another stuff that you haven't seen on the video yet, and you're going to see the build after the video, and I'm going to post it in the video. And if you don't want to miss any of my clips, don't forget to hit the subscribe button, guys. I can't stress that enough. Look at that. Bam, bam, bam. She keeps me away, but that's not a problem for me. And now Wukong has to retreat. and he battles me, and because he has this crazy amount of burst damage, he's able to get me, but I'm able to get him as well. I'm building Hercules. Alice got him, and that is a good one. Alice is good. So you with Wukong, Zanis, Quillen, and all these assassins, I think that Zanis is more a warrior than an assassin, especially if you build him like on survivability, like tankiness. But I would always suggest that you are not the frontliner. Don't go in first hand if your team hasn't engaged. It will get you killed. You are super strong. You are able to kill someone nearly in a one-shot, which means you have to just use one skill to kill the enemy. You will be pretty quick. Like AD carries normally, if it's not like, let's say the Valor is someone who has a stun, normally AD carries, if you press your stuff right, if you know your mechanics, if you know your micromanagement, which means your skills, the enemy will not be able to react if you hit them with your 3, if you rush in like that, bam, 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 double kill, there we go. That is a normal scenario that you want to have. That is something that you are trying to do every single time. Like that is your job. That is what you are supposed to do. And it sometimes does not work. Sometimes you will have problems doing that because you won't have a tank on your team, which means you have to play around the enemy a bit. You have to look for open flanks. You have to check if you're able to go in. Hercules Madness, there we go. Next item gives you additional damage as well as a well-welcomed servability. Not native. Doesn't matter. The Zanis pros will be like, what the fuck are you doing? I don't have a certain order how I build my skills. Like I don't know Zanis that well that I would know how to, if you 1 or if you 2 or if it's situational. Like I'm going for the 2 in the first place if I jungle, because it increases your attack speed. That's at least something that I found out in the beginning. And afterwards I'm just doing whatever I want to do. Like I try to max. I think from my gut feeling, I would max 2 first, and then I would go for the second, but I don't. And now they stole it. That is like a bummer. And that's something that you won't see in the pro gameplays, but this is not pro gameplay. This is for educational purposes only. That is what this channel is all about. We are doing and educating stuff. Look at that, look at how much damage I do, that's insane. But as you can see, like no one was there, and 3 enemies against me, that is a tough decision for me as well. And now I'm reducing the attack speed of nearby enemies. I would, after I watch the video, I would rather go with Frost Cape, because you are actually slowing down the enemy, which is even better than reducing their attack speed. Because I'm doing this rushing in, rushing out move, Frost Cape would have been better, because I do not play on I want a duel. That would be good on Omen or other characters who are actually standing against an enemy, who have actually like a dueling potential, and who actually want to fight the enemy. But in this case, I'm not that person. I just want to rush in, assassinate everyone as quick as possible, get the most important targets like AD carries and mages who do tons of damage, and then I want to rush out afterwards. So this is like the strategy that you want to focus with Zanis. So I think that choice, the Frost Shield, wasn't the best choice I had in mind. I was just trying to do something new. So I wouldn't, after like in hindsight, I would not recommend this. This would be another thing that I would do. Like don't do that, do Frost. Frost Cape should be quite nice, and after that you will have pretty much a build as you have on Varus these days. And I think you could do the Spear of the Longinus, gives you more armor. I think you could do Rank Breaker as well. That will just be beneficial for your purposes. But I mean, just check it out. Like if you find that build to be nice and appealing, why don't you go for it and try it for yourself? And now I just had to rush out. And I'm like, well, no, fuck, he's gonna get me, and he will get me. Yeah, that's the problem. Wukong has a lot of abilities which are gap closers, and I can't be that fast. And that was a nice idea, but it did not work. And this is what causes games to be extended over and over and over again. And now we are in this kind of late game strategy where kills don't be, what the? We are now in this stage where kills are not that important anymore, because you will see that everyone is maxed out, everyone has max items, and from that point of the game onwards, it comes to skill. It comes to skill, it comes to your rotation, it comes to your team fight abilities, and this is something where a lot of people start to struggle, and where a lot of games which could have been easily won start to brittle and start to fade away, and you will find yourself being the MVP on your team, but you have been losing the game because everything went smooth and then you started to throw it. Happens, guys. That's why this is a game, and that's why there are better teams and there are worse teams. And I played with some pros, like not the real pros, like not the esports teams that you know from YouTube, but I have recorded a couple of videos with people who are in much higher ranks than I am. Boy, that was something. Like, that was an experience, and I will show you those videos during the next week. There is the Grug play for you, my friend who has been asking about the Grug play. I forgot the flicker, or I didn't know about the AD carry that I was playing with, so I didn't use flicker. But I had really nice hooks in the beginning. That was crazy. Like, you will be proud of me, hopefully. I hope so. And that was a crazy game. Like, that we won that because the enemy surrendered. That was how crazy Grug was, and that was good gameplay. Yeah, guys, that will take another couple of minutes. Had to take him here, and unfortunately the cannon minion is there to root in our game, and now because of his stupid mobility, Wukong is not only able to get out, but he's able to retaliate, which is even worse. Like, that is the worst case scenario, and I don't know what's going on with this Illumina. She's just so much on my foothills, and now I've got her. But as you can see, one of our team is down. Our tank is pretty low, which isn't a bad thing because Tara has the ability to come back if she is on low health. Like, that's her ult. I've seen a lot of people struggle on the solo lane against Tara because you can't, from one point of the game where you are building like a hybrid build between damage and between armor and health, there is this point when you don't build enough damage items, you are not able to kill Tara with certain enemies, with certain heroes. It's just impossible. She will heal up all the time. She will be like a, in German we would say like a Stehaufmännchen. And the Wukong, I hate him. Like, this mobility, jumping in, dealing crazy amounts of damage because of his crit chances, and then afterwards going in. And this is what I meant in the beginning. I was like, usually I would have been, yeah, I got killed here, but that was because I wanted to keep him here. And then my team is able to finish him off with a really nice triple kill. I was playing around the Emily and moving back and forth, just in order to keep her long enough in the fight to get her killed. That was the thing that I was planning on that. Because right now, with so many enemies and such a good Wukong on 16-4, I just had the feeling that we need to take most of the towers in order to succeed. Stephanie has been released just a couple of hours ago, so it was clear that the Stephanie player wouldn't have the experience with her than he would have if he would have played Yorn or some other AD carry that has been released ages ago. So I had some strategic ideas, and this is going to be, I think this is going to be like the last stand they have left. They have one tower left. We've got the Alice in here. Wukong has to move out, and now he's dead. And that was like that's like a key piece in the. And now I'm retreating, and now I'm going in again, and you can see that my damage and my life have been removed, have been filled up again, and I'm almost on half life right now. And this was like the key strategy or the key success in order to make the game work, and now we won it. I hope that makes some things clearer for you, because I usually it's just about one main scene or one main team fight that's going to determine if you will lose or win the game. It's usually this one big last fight. It's not about like little towers and stuff like that. It's usually one big team fight that's going to cause the game to lose or win. So yeah, thanks guys for watching that. That was a pretty intense and long match, but nonetheless, I think there are some scenes in it that might be beneficial for you if you wanna understand the game and understand what mistakes you can make. That is the full build. Full details come soon as well. And as I said, don't forget to subscribe to my channel because you won't miss anything afterwards. Thank you for watching. I'm Void of Dusk Gaming. Goodbye, guys.